Sup, it's it. And today, welcome to a new video and the start of a series called Redstone Ideas 101. In this series, we're gonna make all of you Redstone beginners into people advanced in Redstone enough to make their own builds. And I feel that people advanced can learn by themselves. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. We're going to be taking a look at about a couple of contraptions each video in the series, and I'll explain what they do and how you could use them, and a detailed build tutorial. And the first one we're going to take a look at is the NOT gate. So this redstone contraption is extremely simple. I couldn't stress on how simple that is. You can see it's just a lever and a torch. It just inverts the signal. So this is off, this turns on. If this is on, that turns off. That's all. So to build it, all you need is a redstone torch, a lever, and a block. That's all. Moving on, we have the AND gate. This is also really simple. I mean, there's nothing much to it, it's just one long. And for the build tutorial, it's just 3 blocks. A block behind, 2 torches here. My bad, it's not a block behind, it's a torch behind. And a piece of redstone dust right here. And as for what the AND gate does, it requires both of the inputs to be on so that it can give an output, and even if one of the inputs are off, it won't give an output. So you could use that in different logic circuits and stuff, but I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly how you could use the logic gates, because it's up to you on how you use them. And another really simple one, we got the OR gate, which is as simple as it looks, and there's not much to it. Whichever lever you flick, it's gonna give you an output. So you can either flick lever 1 or lever 2. That's why it hence the name OR, lever 1 or lever 2. And the same thing applies for the other 2 gates. Now for the monostable circuit. This is a rising edge monostable circuit. When you press the button at the rise of the piston, you get a redstone output, as you just saw, and I'll just press it again. You just saw that. It's real quick, it's because it's a 1 tick pulse. And how you can use this to, get, suppose you have a continuous output or even a slightly delayed output and you want a 1 tick pulse. For reasons which I'll get into kind of soon in, I think, the next episode. I'll show you guys why you need it, but that's the rising edge. So when the piston goes up, the repeater sends an output. So to build the rising edge monostable circuit, I have to place a sticky piston, a block, another block to the left and right of the sticky piston, redstone dust to the left, repeater facing outwards to the right, a button on this face, and as you can see, you press it and it works. If you want to build a falling edge monostable circuit, which is as easy, all you do is you invert your output like this. So when you press the button, nothing happens, but when it goes back up, when it falls and goes back up, you get a pulse. It's pretty self-explanatory. And for the next contraption, which is another version of the rising edge monostable circuit, which gives you a little longer than 1 tick pulse, I think. So when you press it, you get a quick flash, and to build this is as easy. For this Many of these circuits which I'm going to show you guys in this episode are really easy to build. So first, what you want to do, you want to have a 3 block long area. You want to place in the middle a dropper facing upwards and a hopper into that dropper. On the right side you're going to place a block, and then on the left side you're going to place another block, and you're going to take a comparator which is going to detect the item going through the hopper and back in, and you're going to place a button on this face. And if you want to power this as part of another bigger contraption, you want to do that. Make sure you don't do this, or else it will lock the hopper. Final thing, you just want to put in an item inside so that it actually functions. And the same thing to make it falling edge, you just need to put a redstone torch into this. Okay, so let's move on to the dual edge monostable circuit. This works really easy. So when the button plops down, you get a pulse, and when it comes back up, you get a pulse. And how to build it? So basically this, I've already built it, my bad. So the observer detects when it goes up and down and gives a pulse. That's really simple. Next, let's get into the second version of the dual edge monostable circuit. Works the exactly same way. And how this works is, when you press the button, it sends an output to this repeater which goes into the redstone, and when the redstone is cut off, it's still straight, so you get a pulse. And also when the thing pulls back, since there's a repeater, it has a bit of delay and it gives out another pulse. The way you build this, lock here, dust here, repeater facing there, sticky piston there with a block on the sticky piston. And there you go, you have your dual edge monostable circuit. Next, going into the T flip-flops. Basically what a T flip-flop does is, you know that, let me just show you guys as an example. When you press a button, the pulse is only for a certain length, but with a T flip-flop you can get it to be a solid pulse which stays there until you press the button again, and it goes, you press the button and you get a pulse. So basically that's how it works. That's what it does. And how it works is, a monostable circuit goes into a sticky piston, and when a sticky piston encounters a 1 tick pulse, it drops its block. So it just spits out its block, and the redstone torch here powers the block, powers the repeater, and that's how we get a continuous pulse. So that's one of the uses for a monostable circuit. And how you build this is pretty simple. Block, sticky piston, block on top, and then you place another, it is a dust, and you place a repeater. You place a sticky piston in the face of the repeater, and then you place a block like that, and you place a torch on the last block and a repeater facing outwards. Make sure you place a repeater and not a redstone dust, or else it will create a burnout clock, which we do not want happening. Next on our list we have another T flip-flop, and another version. If you like a more compact version, because that's really big, you press the button and it gives you an output. Oh my bad, it's here. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. And you press the button again and it doesn't give you an output. Press the button again, gives you an output. Again it doesn't. And the way this works is, when we directly power this dispenser, it powers that and that. So if it's off, if the signal is off, what it does is it powers the dropper on the face, and it also powers the one on the top. So the circulation of the item as it goes up and it goes across, and because the hopper facing down, it goes into this, and we can see that all happening, and it goes. And when you press the button again, it powers this block because that's a direct input, and it goes into this. so it's not powered. And to build this, it's really easy. You place a dropper facing upwards, a dropper facing to the side, another dropper facing into the first dropper, and you get yourself a hopper and you place it in, and a comparator going out from the bottom, and this should be directly powered over here, an item inside. And if you guys were wondering, if you want to add this to your contraptions, you want to replace this by a repeater. And next, for the remaining circuits, I'm going to put that on for another video. I guess we've done enough. So we've done the different types of T flip-flops, we've done the different types of monostable circuits, we've done the couple of the logic gates, and I think that's enough for today. If you guys like this episode, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and do all that good stuff. This is ITSID. I'm out. Peace out.